Hello, my friend, wherever you are. I'm sending you love, the power of positivity, and vitamin D. The sun is already down, but I found this little. It's kind of like on the street, not really, but it's like they have a little balcony. But in Oaxaca, mezcal is like a plant, and the tacos that I got and the vegetarian restaurant that I've been to, we actually eat them, and it's kind of like, kind of slimy when it comes to the mezcal. Gracias. So I was able to taste it. One of the main like plants that they serve, so it's slimy. Okay. So my friend, welcome to the Gazillionaires Club. Let me show you around. So it's kind of loud, but this is the balcony I was referring to, and that's the entrance. So it's gonna be loud, cars passing by. But like I said in the previous video, so Maria is the lawyer in Portugal, and she was on the Crypto Tips channel. And she was referring to a U.S. national versus a U.S. citizen. And I guess, the term U.S. national is for like Samoan people that are like part of the U.S. territory, but they are not living in the U.S., but they have like basic rights, just like the U.S. I read up like U.S. citizen, and I read up on it, and there's not much information. I guess you just have to go through a lawyer. But as far as I know, like what I mentioned in the previous video, like a U.S. citizen is basically you have all the rights to vote. And thank you. Yeah. So as a U.S. citizen, you have the right to vote. Con, what you talking about? Nobody ever told me this. How do you even know? But basically, I was trying to contact Maria, and I guess it's the consultation cost 200 euro, and I guess the only way that I can pay is either through USDT, on a TRC20 network, which is the Tron network, and I guess being a customer of Binance, I don't have that option, so I tried to send Tether through for the consultation, but I couldn't get it. So, as a U.S. citizen, Binance, they have the platform for U.S. citizen, and then the other one, I was trying to do a wire transfer through my bank, and it got so frustrated. So basically, the fact that I'm traveling, I don't have my number, my U.S. number that's linked to the to my bank account. And I guess in order to do a wire transfer with Wells Fargo, you have to add a recipient to your account. And in order to add the recipient, after you input all of their information, there is an access code. An access code is to confirm, and usually they send it through your phone number. That's the only way that they do it. And the fact that I don't have access to that number, so I called in, and I talked to one of the representatives. It's a 4 days period, but I know they were bullshitting me. Con, holding on to anger, it's like drinking poison and expect the other person to die. So the first representative, it was a she and then a he, but I think that was on a Saturday. Yeah, they couldn't do much, but they did try to help me. They were trying to get me over to the security department or some verification access code department, but they were closed on Sunday. But that representative did the best they could, and they were like, yeah, call back on Monday. So I called back on Monday, which was yesterday. I talked to a representative. I went through the whole verification process, and I told him from the very beginning, because a lot of the time when you call these, your bank or wherever, it takes a long time. I ended up being on the phone for an hour, and going through all the verification process. I guess at the very beginning, I literally said, hey, I need the access code. I don't have my telephone number. Is there a way that I can get it? And they were like, no. And I was like, yo, I'm on the phone with you. I can verify whatever information. I just need to add a recipient so I can do a wire transfer. And they were like, yeah, we can't help you. And then, we went back and forth. And then I told them, how come, one representative is telling me a different story from another representative. And all of these calls, they were recorded. And I asked for a copy, or how can I access to it for personal reference. And after transfer me to another level 2 support, and this is where things get, I had to pull out my iPhone and I had to record a conversation. But she was bullshitting me because I knew it, because like she was like, why don't you log on, access your because on the screen after you log on, and they will give you an option where you can either access through your phone number. They will send the access code to your phone number, or there's a number on there that you can call, and they will unmask that and give you the code, which I know it's not true, because I called that number more than 6 times, right? And I have this whole conversation being recorded. And first of all, the way that I see it, I'm staying away from banking institution, going with cryptocurrency. There's Bitcoin and there's crypto, and going with privacy coin, because I feel like, and this is not the first time there's another video that I made, and it was so hard for me to get crypto, and everything it's just a mess. But first of all, the way that I see it is my money, and the way that they treated me, the representatives that treated me, I knew they were bullshitting me, and the tone of voice. I have the conversation recorded, and and right at the end of the conversation, she made a note. Her name is Alicia. She made a note, that a representative is gonna contact me, and or straighten out this whole situation. And I asked her how long, and she was like, within 24-hour period, I should receive an email. We went back and forth. I sometimes when I ask them to transfer me, they won't do it, and then sometimes they will do it. That's why I know she was bullshitting me, right? And I feel like, first of all, it's my money, my account, and I am who I say I am, and I can't get the money over, and they close on the weekend. With cryptocurrency, I don't have to do that. There's Bitcoin and there's crypto. So I feel like, with things, the way that things are going, I want to stay away from traditional banking as much as possible, because it is, I like things, a lot of things happen over time with, the situation with, like the thing that I have faced, and why I want to steer away from traditional banking, because I feel like a lot of the crimes that are being committed by big banks, and the way that they, or at least I can't say for everyone, but I feel like, like they, sometimes when I encounter these people, I feel like they treat their clients, or at least in my case, like a criminals, or at least they don't give a shit, or I hate it when people bullshit me, and I feel like with that situation, and Wells Fargo, I would say probably 7 out of 10. 7 of the time, they're really nice. I was able to get things done, but sometimes they're at that 3%, right? And it's not like, it's frustrating. It's frustrating because it's my money. I'm trying to get it over to a lawyer so I can have the consultation and trying to ask what's going on. But my friend, that's the situation with with me, traditional banking, and how sometimes being a U.S. citizen when it comes to like investing in crypto, it's just such a headache. There's Bitcoin and there's crypto. So moving on forward, I will try. The only issue that I need to look into is that if I don't have traditional banking, how can I convert money from crypto to fiat? And which I don't want to use fiat anyways, but sometimes like we're not fully there, so I kind of have to. But the moment I figure that, once I figure everything out, I am not going to go back to traditional banking. It just doesn't make any sense to me. The fact that they're closed on the weekend, and you know how money is being controlled, or how you spend your money, and the only thing that I about this whole crypto space is like, beware where we are heading, because it can get worse, right? Like I said, everything on Ethereum, you know, Infera, it's like, you know, it's like a blockchain or a service that they use. And we know with AWS, you know, which is the Amazon thing, it's the cloud, right, for Amazon. And we know how that went when during the President Trump era. How dare you? How dare you? So my friend, when this whole thing is said and done, I hope we are more in a freer society rather than a more controlled one, because the things that the thing that I'm paying attention to, we have to take control of our privacy. We have to vote with our money, like true decentralization. And a lot of these same institution or entities with the, you know, the World Economic Forums, the bank institution, they are the same players in the cryptocurrency. So be really careful, my friend. The more I learned about this space, like I said, I appreciate the Bitcoin maximalists more, and I understand why. But yeah, so much love. Use the hashtag Gazillionaires Club. Tell me what you think. Are you going to be sticking to traditional banking, or are you going to be fully, you know, go private, you know, crypto? And how do you feel about traditional banking? You know, have you ever had any problems, or am I the only one that kind of share my problems with you? Because this is probably the second video that I've made. Because the first video that I've made, I tried to purchase some cryptocurrencies with a credit card, but it got so bad to the point where, you know, I used it, I pay everything back, and I closed the account. And man, Wells Fargo, I've been with them forever. But after this whole situation, once I no longer need traditional banking, I will fully stay away from them. And cryptocurrency is going to be, you know, the route. There's Bitcoin and there's crypto. So my friend, use the hashtag Gazillionaires Club and let me know what you think, okay? Because we have to get this conversation going. Are you sticking with traditional banking, or are you fully going into crypto, privacy coin? Because that is the direction that I'm going. After everything that happened to me, I feel like it's appropriate for me to go that route. So much love. I will see you in the next video. Tada.